The massive alien ship appeared without warning. One moment, Earth's skies were normal. The next, a vessel the size of a small city hung over the Pacific Ocean. Radar systems worldwide failed to detect its approach. Global defense networks went on high alert. Lieutenant Commander Do-hyun Kim stood rigid in the military briefing room. His dark eyes studied the holographic display of the alien craft. After years analyzing potential extraterrestrial threats, theory had become reality. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies," said General Park. "They call themselves the Galactic Concordat. They want to meet." Do-hyun nodded, and they asked for me by name. The room fell silent. No one had explained how the aliens knew about Do-hyun, a military strategist with special training in theoretical alien biology. 3 days later, Do-hyun joined the hastily assembled diplomatic team at the United Nations. Representatives from every major nation watched as the alien delegation entered. Their leader, Ambassador Kraltek, walked on 4 legs with a body covered in blue-gray scales. His upper torso was almost human-like, but his face featured 4 eyes and a mouth full of small, sharp teeth. "Greetings, humans," Kraltek said through a translation device. "We welcome Earth to the greater galactic community." The words were friendly. The tone was not. Do-hyun caught it immediately. He had studied animal behavior for years. The aliens moved like predators assessing prey. "We thank you for this historic meeting," said the UN Secretary General. "We hope this marks the beginning of peaceful relations." Ambassador Kraltek made a sound like stones grinding together. Do-hyun realized it was laughter. "Of course. Peace is our purpose. We have cataloged your species as Category 3. This is good news. You qualify for our protection." Do-hyun stepped forward. "What exactly does Category 3 mean, Ambassador?" Kraltek's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. "It means you have achieved basic spaceflight and digital technology, but lack more advanced developments. Category 3 species receive guidance from the Concordat." "Guidance," Do-hyun repeated. "And who decides what guidance we need?" The alien's mouth formed what might have been a smile. "We have thousands of years of experience managing developing species." Managing, not helping. Do-hyun noted the word choice. Later, at a reception for the alien visitors, Do-hyun watched how the Concordat representatives interacted with humans. They were polite but spoke as adults might to children. They avoided certain questions. They showed little interest in Earth culture. Do-hyun approached Kraltek, who was examining a glass of water with his scanning device. "Ambassador, I'm curious about something," Do-hyun said. "How many Category 3 species have eventually become full members of the Concordat?" Kraltek's eyes narrowed. "Some have advanced to Category 2 status after centuries of development. But not full members. Full membership is reserved for founding species. The rest serve important supporting roles." And there it was. The truth behind the friendly words. Not partners. Servants. Do-hyun excused himself and slipped into a quiet hallway. He sent a secure message to his military superiors. "First impression. They see us as resources, not equals. Recommend caution." As he returned to the reception, he noticed a smaller alien scanning the building's structural supports with a hidden device. The alien quickly concealed the scanner when it saw Do-hyun watching. That night, as world leaders celebrated first contact, Do-hyun met secretly with military commanders from several nations. "They're assessing our strengths and weaknesses," he explained. "Their technology is far beyond ours, but they see us as no threat." "What do you suggest?" asked the American general. Do-hyun looked at each person in the room. "Let them keep thinking that. For now, we play along. We act grateful for their arrival. But we prepare. Because I don't believe they came here to help us." As dawn broke over a new era for humanity, Do-hyun watched the alien ship from his apartment window. Beneath the excitement of first contact, he felt a cold certainty. This was not the beginning of peace. It was the beginning of a test, one that humanity could not afford to fail. 6 months after first contact, Earth had changed. Concordat ships now orbited the planet. Alien representatives worked with governments worldwide. They shared some basic technology. Medical treatments that cured several diseases, cleaner energy systems, but they kept the most advanced technology for themselves. Major Ji-woo Park walked through the halls of South Korea's military headquarters. Her uniform was crisp, her posture perfect. As one of Earth's elite Special Forces soldiers, she had been chosen for a special assignment. The Concordat assessment team arrives in 1 hour, said General Lee. You will be their security escort. Jae-woo nodded. Yes, sir. Though I think they're here to assess us, not the other way around. The general looked tired. Just watch them carefully. Report everything you see. The Concordat assessment team landed in a small shuttle. 5 aliens emerged, led by a tall figure named Drevin. Unlike Ambassador Kraltek, Drevin had 6 limbs and skin like polished metal. We appreciate your cooperation, Drevin said to the welcoming committee. A proper assessment helps us determine what assistance your species requires. Jae-woo stood silently nearby. She noticed how the aliens scanned everything with their eyes and devices. They were collecting data with every step. We would like to see your military facilities next, Drevin announced. General Lee hesitated. That wasn't on today's schedule. The schedule has changed, Drevin said. It wasn't a request. At the military base, the aliens inspected everything. They measured weapons, examined vehicles, and watched training exercises. Ji-woo followed them closely, never speaking unless spoken to. While touring the communications center, Ji-woo noticed one of the aliens slip away from the group. She followed quietly, her footsteps silent on the polished floor. The alien had entered a restricted area. Ji-woo watched as it connected a small device to the base's computer systems. She took out her phone and snapped a picture, then stepped into view. This area is off limits, she said calmly. The alien turned quickly. I was merely curious about your outdated systems. Then you should have asked for a tour, Ji-woo replied. Later that day, Ji-woo reported the incident to Lieutenant Commander Do-hyun Kim. They met in a secure room that was regularly swept for listening devices. They're mapping our defenses, Do-hyun said after seeing her evidence. Every military base, every weapon system. Why? Ji-woo asked. Their technology is far superior to ours. That's what bothers me. Why bother assessing a species you could easily defeat? The next morning, Drevin's assessment team called for a global announcement. Leaders from around the world gathered to hear their findings. After careful evaluation, Drevin stated, we have determined that Earth will benefit most as a protected territory of the Concordat. A protectorate status will ensure your continued development under our guidance. Murmurs filled the room. Do-hyun stepped forward. What exactly does protectorate status mean? He asked. It means we will establish permanent bases on Earth. Your militaries will be reduced to basic defense forces. The Concordat will handle all external threats and internal conflicts. And if we decline this offer? Asked the American president. Drevin's metallic face showed no emotion. This is not an offer. It is the next step in our relationship. Implementation begins in 30 days. After the announcement, world leaders gathered in emergency sessions. Behind closed doors, they faced the truth. Earth was being colonized. Jae-woo found Do-hyun working late that night, reviewing data from all Concordat interactions. I've been ordered to form a special response team, she told him. Off the books. Do-hyun nodded. Good, because I found something in their transmission patterns. They'd been sending regular updates about our defense capabilities to a larger fleet stationed beyond Mars. Jae-woo's expression hardened. An invasion force. I think they've been planning this since before first contact, Do-hyun said. The question is, what can we possibly do about it? Jae-woo stared out the window at the alien ships glowing in orbit. We fight, but we need something they don't expect. Do-hyun closed his computer. There might be something. But it's dangerous, extremely dangerous. More dangerous than becoming slaves to the Concordat. Maybe, Do-hyun said quietly. It's called the Mantis Shrike program. 10 years before the aliens arrived, Dr. Soo-bin Lee stood in an underground lab. Bright lights shone on metal tables filled with her inventions. She was 32 years old and the brightest mind in military technology. The human body has limits, she told the watching generals. Project Mantis Shrike breaks those limits. On the wall, screens showed test results. Soldiers lifting cars, running faster than Olympic sprinters, healing from wounds in days instead of weeks. How is this possible? Asked a general. Soo-bin pointed to a small device. The neural enhancer connects to the brain and nervous system. It improves speed, strength, and reaction time. The bone reinforcements prevent fractures. The muscle fibers allow for 10 times normal human strength. The program began with 100 volunteers from Special Forces units worldwide. Only 20 survived the enhancement process. These 20 became the most lethal soldiers on Earth. Captain Tae-ho Kang was the best of them all. His test scores broke every record. His combat skills were perfect. But there was a problem. The enhancements affect the mind. Soo-bin reported 6 months later. Some subjects show increased aggression. Others have trouble feeling emotions. The generals watched videos of training sessions, soldiers moving too fast to see clearly, practice targets destroyed with bare hands. Can they be controlled? Asked the American representative. Soo-bin hesitated. They follow orders, but they are changing, becoming something else. Then came the incident. During a training exercise, 2 enhanced soldiers fought. 3 regular soldiers died trying to stop them. 1 enhanced soldier was killed. The other was Tae-ho Kang. The next day, the Mantis Shrike program was officially shut down. But it wasn't really ended. The 19 remaining soldiers were placed in cryogenic sleep, hidden away in a facility deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. If we ever face extinction, said the United Nations Secretary General, we release them. Not before. The program was classified beyond top secret. Only 5 people in the world knew the full truth. One was Do-hyun Kim, who helped design the soldiers' training. Another was Dr. Soo-bin Lee, who created the enhancements. Now, 10 years later, Do-hyun sat in a secure room with President Han and 5 world leaders. The Concordat gives us no choice, said President Han. We activate the Apex Protocol. The words hung in the air. Apex Protocol was the code for waking the Mantis Shrike soldiers. Are we certain? Asked the European representative. These soldiers may be as dangerous to us as to the aliens. Dr. Lee has continued improving the technology, Do-hyun explained. She believes she can control the negative effects. President Han looked at each person in the room. The Concordat will turn us into slaves. Our best conventional forces can't match their technology. We need soldiers who can fight at their level. The vote was unanimous. The Apex Protocol would begin. 3 days later, Do-hyun and Ji-woo flew to the secret facility. Dr. Soo-bin Lee met them at the entrance. She was older now, her hair streaked with gray, but her eyes were still sharp. I've been expecting this day, she said. The systems are ready. They descended in an elevator that required 3 separate security checks. The facility was cold and quiet. No one had been here for years except the maintenance staff. Have you told them what they'll be fighting? Soo-bin asked. Not yet, Do-hyun replied. First, we need to see if they can still follow orders. They reached the cryogenic chamber. 19 pods lined the walls, frost covering the clear tops. Inside each pod was a sleeping soldier. Men and women chosen for their skills, enhanced beyond human limits, then hidden away for a day Earth hoped would never come. Ji-woo walked between the pods, reading the names. She stopped at one. Tae-ho Kang, she read. His file says he killed another enhanced soldier. He was the best, Soo-bin said quietly, and the most dangerous. Do-hyun took a deep breath. Begin wake-up procedures. We'll start with team leaders. Su Bin moved to a control panel, initiating revival process for Pods 1 and 2. Captain Taho Kang and Major Minna Song. The battle for Earth would begin with the awakening of its most dangerous weapons. Frost melted from the cryogenic pods. Lights blinked from green to yellow to red. A soft hiss filled the room as the sealed chambers opened. Taiho Kang opened his eyes first. He sat up slowly, looking around the room. His movements were careful, like a predator waking from sleep. His eyes found Du Hyun immediately. "Lieutenant Commander Kim," he said, his voice rough from 10 years of silence. "Has the world ended?" "Not yet," Du Hyun replied. "But we need you to prevent it." In the pod next to Taiho, Major Minna Song awakened. She was shorter than Taiho, but her eyes held the same intensity. She examined the room, noting each person, each exit, each potential weapon. "How long?" she asked. 10 years, Su Bin answered. "Welcome back." Over the next hour, Su Bin checked their vital signs. Despite a decade in cryosleep, their enhanced bodies showed no weakness. The cybernetic systems built into their muscles and bones still functioned perfectly. Du Hyun and Ji Woo watched from a distance as Su Bin worked. Ji Woo kept her hand near her weapon. "Are they stable?" Ji Woo whispered. "We'll find out," Du Hyun replied. Soon all 19 soldiers were awake. They stood in perfect formation, waiting for orders. Their bodies were human but different. Enhanced muscle structure pressed against skin. Faint lines showed where cybernetic implants connected to bone. "You were created for a single purpose," Du Hyun told them. "To defend Earth when conventional forces could not. That time has come." He showed them images of the Concordat ships. He explained the situation. Earth facing servitude to alien masters. Humanity's freedom at stake. "These aliens have technology beyond ours," Du Hyun concluded, "but they've never faced soldiers like you." Taiho stepped forward. "When do we fight?" Minna interrupted. "We need to know more first. Alien biology, weaknesses, ship designs." "I have that information," Du Hyun said. For the next 3 days, the Mantis Shrike soldiers trained. They learned about the aliens. They studied Concordat technology from the limited data Earth had gathered. Su Bin provided new equipment, armor that could stop Concordat weapons, guns that could penetrate alien shields. The neural interfaces have been updated, she told them as she installed new software in their cybernetic systems. "This will help control the aggression issues." Taiho looked at her. "The aggression is what makes us effective." "It's also what makes you dangerous," she replied. During combat simulations, Taiho and Minna emerged as the clear leaders. But they had different approaches. Taiho was direct and overwhelming. Minna was strategic and precise. "We attacked their main ship first," Taiho suggested during planning. Minna disagreed. "Too risky. We should target a smaller vessel. Learn more about their defenses." The tension between them grew with each planning session. Both were enhanced to be perfect soldiers. Neither was enhanced to compromise. On the 4th day, Du Hyun received urgent news. "The Concordat has issued an ultimatum. Earth has 1 week to begin disarming its militaries or face pacification." "What does pacification mean?" Ji Woo asked. "Based on their communications, it means they'll destroy major military installations and government centers," Du Hyun explained. "Millions could die." That night, as the Mantis Shrike team prepared for their first mission, Minna found Taiho alone in the training room. He was punching a reinforced wall, leaving dents in the metal. "Your control is slipping," she said. Taiho stopped. "I spent 10 years dreaming. Do you know what I dreamed about? The soldier I killed. That wasn't your fault. The enhancements affected your mind." "And now?" Taiho asked. "How do you know I won't lose control again?" Minna stepped closer. "Because this time, you have something to fight for." "We all do." An alarm sounded throughout the base. Du Hyun's voice came over the speakers. "All Mantis Shrike operatives report to the command center immediately." The Concordat has begun positioning weapons platforms in Earth orbit. We're out of time. Taiho and Minna looked at each other. Despite their differences, they shared a single purpose: ready to save the world. Minna asked. Taiho nodded. Let's show these aliens what humans can really do. The Concordat scout ship hovered above the Pacific Ocean. Smaller than their main vessels, it still dwarfed any human aircraft. Its silver hull reflected the moonlight as it patrolled Earth's atmosphere. Below the waves, a stealth submarine surfaced just enough to launch a small, unmarked craft. The craft rose silently through the night air, its engines designed by Dr. Subin to emit no heat signature. Inside the craft, Taiho checked his weapons one last time. Beside him, Minna studied the alien ship's schematics on a tablet. 8 other Mantis Shrike operatives prepared for the mission. Each wore black armor with built-in systems that connected to their cybernetic enhancements. Remember the objective, Minna told the team. We need their communication codes and fleet positions. This is not about killing aliens. It's about gathering intelligence. Taiho looked at her. And if they resist? Then we show them what we can do, she replied. The craft approached the scout ship from below, staying in its sensor blind spot. When they were 50 meters away, Minna gave the signal. Team 1 with me. Team 2 with Taiho. Execute as planned. The craft attached to the alien ship's hull with magnetic clamps. Special cutting tools created a silent entrance through the outer shell. The teams entered through separate points. Inside, the ship was dimly lit with blue lights. The air smelled like metal and something alien. Minna led her team toward the communication center. Taiho headed for the ship's data core. An alien crew member turned a corner and saw Minna's team. Its 4 eyes widened in shock. Before it could sound an alarm, Minna moved. Her enhanced speed made her almost invisible as she crossed the distance and knocked the alien unconscious. One down, she whispered into her comm, moving to communication center. On the other side of the ship, Taiho encountered 3 crew members. They reached for weapons, but Taiho was faster. His cybernetic systems calculated the perfect angles of attack. With 3 precise strikes, the aliens fell. 3 down, Taiho reported. No alarms triggered. The aliens didn't see her until she was between them. One reached for an alarm, but Minna caught its arm. The alien was strong, stronger than a human should be able to resist. But Minna wasn't just human anymore. Her enhanced muscles tightened, stopping the alien's movement. Sleep, she said, applying pressure to a point Dr. Subin had identified in their anatomy. The alien collapsed. She did the same to the second one. Communication center secured, she reported. Downloading data now. In the data core, Taiho faced greater resistance. 5 security personnel protected the room. They fired energy weapons that left scorch marks on the walls. Taiho's enhanced reflexes allowed him to dodge the blasts. He closed the distance and engaged them hand to hand. His cybernetic strength made each blow devastating. Within seconds, all 5 guards were down. Data core access obtained, he reported. Back on Earth, Du Hyun and Ji Woo monitored the mission from the command center. Dr. Subin watched the soldiers' vital signs on her screen. Their enhancements are functioning at optimal levels, Subin reported. No signs of psychological distress. Jadwu pointed to another screen. We have movement. 3 Concordat ships are changing position in orbit. They may have detected the intrusion, Du Hyun said. Tell the teams to hurry. On the scout ship, Minna finished downloading the communication data. Information secured. Moving to extraction point. Taiho was still copying the ship's database when the alarms finally sounded. Red lights flashed throughout the vessel. We've been compromised, he reported, completing download and moving to extraction. As Taiho's team fought their way back to the entry point, they encountered heavier resistance. Alien security forces fired advanced weapons that even their enhanced speed couldn't completely avoid. One of Taiho's team took a hit to the leg. The wound would have crippled a normal human, but the soldier's enhancements allowed him to continue moving. The teams reached the extraction point at the same time. Minna counted her people, all present. Taiho had one injured. "The ship is locked down," Minna said. "They've sealed all exits." Taiho looked at the hull where they had entered. "Then we make a new one." Using their combined strength, the enhanced soldiers tore open a section of the hull. Alarms blared louder as the ship's atmosphere began to vent. They jumped from the opening, their armor protecting them as they fell toward the ocean below. Their craft detached from the hull and dove after them. As they fell through the night sky, the aliens got their first real look at what they were facing. Humans who moved too fast, hit too hard, and refused to be conquered. The battle for Earth had begun. The data from the scout ship proved more valuable than anyone expected. Du Hyun and his team worked day and night to understand the Concordat's communication codes, fleet positions, and tactical plans. "They have 27 ships in our solar system," Du Hyun explained to world leaders on a secure video call. "Most are positioned near Mars, waiting for orders." "An invasion force," President Han said. "Yes, but we now have access to their communications. We can hear what they're saying to each other." In her laboratory, Dr. Subin studied the alien technology data that Taiho had recovered. She hadn't slept in 3 days, but her eyes were bright with discovery. "Their weapons are advanced, but not magical," she told Jiwoo. "I can develop countermeasures." Jiwoo watched as Subin created new devices. "How soon?" 2 days. Maybe 3. "We may not have that long." The Mantis Shrike team recovered from their first mission. The injured soldier healed in hours thanks to his enhancements. Taiho spent most of his time in the training room, pushing his cybernetic systems to their limits. Minna studied the alien ship layouts, planning future missions. On the 5th day after the raid, Ambassador Kraltek demanded an emergency meeting with Earth's leaders. "You have committed an act of war," Kraltek said, his 4 eyes blinking with anger. "Our scout ship was attacked by unknown forces." President Han showed no reaction. "We know nothing about any attack." "Do not lie to us," Kraltek hissed. "Our sensors detected enhanced biological signatures. You have created living weapons." In the secure room where they watched the meeting, Du Hyun turned to Subin. "They can detect the enhancements." Subin nodded. "I'll work on masking their signatures." On screen, President Han leaned forward. "Ambassador, we've intercepted your communications. We know about the fleet waiting beyond Mars. We know your plans to subjugate Earth." Kraltek's scales darkened with surprise. "Impossible." "We have a counteroffer," President Han continued. "Recognize Earth as an equal partner in the galactic community, or we will continue to resist. And as you've seen, we can resist effectively." The meeting ended with Kraltek storming out. Within hours, the Concordat ships in orbit began moving into new positions. Do Hyun watched the movement patterns on the tracking screens. They're splitting into 2 groups. Some are pulling back toward Mars. "And the others?" Jiwoo asked. "Moving into attack formation." That evening, the Concordat's internal communications revealed a division among their leadership. Some wanted to retreat and reassess the human threat. Others wanted to crush Earth immediately to show the consequences of resistance. "The aggressive faction is winning," Du Hyun told the Mantis Shrike team. "Their leader, Admiral Frex, has taken command of the Earth operation." Taiho stood up. "Then we target Frex." "It's not that simple," Minna said. "He's on their command ship, the most heavily guarded vessel in their fleet." Before they could debate further, alarms sounded throughout the base. On the monitors, they watched as Concordat ships fired energy weapons at military bases around the world. The attacks were precise, destroying only key defense installations. "A demonstration," Du Hyun said grimly. "They're showing what they can do before the full attack." When the brief assault ended, thousands were dead, and Earth's conventional military forces were severely damaged. Ambassador Kraltek appeared on all communication channels worldwide. This is but a sample of our power. You have one final chance to accept protectorate status. You have 6 hours to surrender, or we will reduce your major cities to ash. As the message ended, President Han contacted the Mantis Shrike facility. Do we have any options? She asked. Do-hyun looked at the team of enhanced soldiers. They stood ready, their faces determined. 1, he said. Operation Thunderstrike. Minna stepped forward. A direct assault on their command vessel. Can it work? President Han asked. Taiho and Minna exchanged glances. For once, they agreed. Yes, Taiho said, because they still underestimate what we can do. President Han nodded. You have 6 hours to save Earth. Good luck. As the team prepared for the most important mission in human history, Subin approached Do-hyun with a concerned look. The neural regulators in their cybernetic systems are showing strain, she said quietly. Especially Taiho's. The more they use their enhancements, the more unstable they become. Will they hold through this mission? Subin hesitated. Probably. But I can't guarantee what happens after. Do-hyun watched as Taiho checked his weapons, his movements precise but somehow increasingly mechanical. One problem at a time, Do-hyun said. First, we survived today. The Concordat command vessel was massive. 5 times larger than their other ships, it hung in low Earth orbit like a metal moon. Its weapons could destroy entire cities. Its shields had never been breached. Until today. The stealth shuttle carrying the Mantis Shrike team approached from below. Subin had modified it with technology learned from the scout ship raid. It was invisible to Concordat sensors. Inside, 8 enhanced soldiers prepared for battle. Taiho and Minna would lead the mission. 6 others would support them. Remember the plan, Minna said. We enter through the maintenance dock. We move to the command center. We capture Admiral Vrex and take control of the ship's weapons. Taiho checked his weapons one last time. And if something goes wrong, then we make sure the ship can never fire on Earth again. Do-hyun's voice came through their communication devices. You'll have Dr. Lee providing technical support from here. She can guide you through their systems. The shuttle attached to the massive ship at a maintenance port. Using the codes they had stolen, they bypassed the first level of security. The door opened with a soft hiss. We're in, Minna reported. The interior of the command ship was different from the scout vessel. The ceilings were higher. The corridors wider. This ship was built for the Concordat's elite. The team moved silently through the ship. Their enhanced senses detected alien movement before they could be seen. They avoided the first 3 patrols. The 4th patrol spotted them. Taiho moved before the aliens could sound an alarm. His enhanced speed made him almost invisible. The aliens fell without making the sound. 4 down, he reported, moving to Sector 2. As they approached the central sections of the ship, resistance increased. More patrols. More security systems. The team was forced to fight their way forward. Minna led 3 soldiers to the left corridor. Taiho took the right with the other 3. They would approach the command center from 2 directions. Heavy resistance in left corridor. Minna reported as energy weapons fire echoed through the ship. 5 soldiers engaging. On Earth, Ji-woo coordinated a diversionary attack. Earth's remaining fighter jets launched against smaller Concordat ships. They couldn't win, but they could distract. Keep their attention for 10 more minutes, she told the pilots. Give the Mantis Shrike team time to reach their target. In the diplomatic center, Do-hyun opened communication channels to Concordat factions who had opposed the attack on Earth. This is a representative of Earth, he said in the alien language he had learned from intercepted communications. We seek peaceful allies who recognize our right to exist freely. Taiho looked down at the burns across his body. His left arm hung useless at his side. Internal warnings showed critical damage to his cybernetic systems. I'm functional, he said. Let's finish the mission. On the command ship, Taiho's team reached a massive door. "This leads to the command deck," he told Du-hyun. Su-bin's voice came through the comm. "Sending override codes now." The door started to open, then stopped halfway. Alarms sounded throughout the ship. "They've detected the breach," Su-bin warned. "They're locking down all systems." Tai-ho looked at the half-open door. His enhanced vision could see alien security forces gathering on the other side. "We need a new plan," he said. Minna's voice came through the comm. "My team is pinned down. Heavy resistance. We can't reach the command center." Tai-ho made a quick decision. "Dr. Lee, can you access their weapon systems from anywhere on the ship?" "Yes," Su-bin replied. "Any main terminal would work." "Minna, hold your position. Draw their attention. I'm going for the auxiliary control room." Tai-ho turned to his team. "Two with me. One stay and help Minna." He moved through the ship with incredible speed. His cybernetic enhancements pushed beyond safe limits. Warning signals flashed in his vision, but he ignored them. The auxiliary control room was guarded by 6 elite alien soldiers. They wore armor that glowed with energy fields. They carried weapons larger than those Tai-ho had seen before. "This is going to hurt," he told his team. They attacked together. The aliens were prepared this time. Their weapons fired blasts that even enhanced reflexes couldn't completely avoid. One of Tai-ho's team fell, badly wounded. The other kept fighting. Tai-ho pushed forward, taking hits that would kill a normal human. His enhanced body absorbed the damage, but each hit degraded his systems further. Red warnings filled his vision. His left arm moved slower than his right. Still, he fought. One alien fell, then another. The third shot Tai-ho directly in the chest. He staggered but didn't fall. "Is that all?" he asked as he reached the alien and broke its weapon in half. When the fight ended, Tai-ho stood alone. His teammates were down. 5 dead aliens surrounded him. He stumbled to the control terminal. "I'm in the auxiliary control room," he reported, his voice strained. "Ready for instructions." "Sending access protocols," Su-bin said. "Are you injured?" Tai-ho connected to the alien terminal. Su-bin guided him through the unfamiliar system. His fingers moved across the strange controls as information filled the screen. "I'm accessing their central database," he reported, "downloading everything I can find." As data streamed into his cybernetic systems, Tai-ho saw something unexpected. "Dr. Lee, are you seeing this?" "Yes," Su-bin replied, her voice tense. "These are genetic scans of humans. Detailed analyses going back thousands of years." Tai-ho scrolled through more files. "They've been watching us for centuries." Meanwhile, Minna and her team fought their way through waves of alien security forces. 2 more Mantis Shrike soldiers were down. Only Minna and one other remained standing. "We need to reach Tai-ho," she told her remaining teammate. "Whatever he found must be important." They pushed forward, their enhanced bodies moving faster than the aliens could track. Minna felt her systems straining. Warning signals flashed in her vision. She ignored them. On Earth, Du-hyun watched the situation with growing concern. "The Concordat flagship is charging weapons," Chu-woo reported. "They're targeting major cities worldwide." "Keep talking to the peaceful factions," Du-hyun told his diplomatic team. "We need to divide them." In the auxiliary control room, Tai-ho discovered the truth. "They came to Earth because of us," he told Su-bin. "Not just humans. The Mantis Shrike program specifically." He sent images from the alien database, ancient scans of human DNA, predictions of human genetic potential, warnings about cybernetic enhancement possibilities. "They knew we could become like this," Tai-ho said. "They feared what would happen if humans developed enhancements on a large scale." So this wasn't about resources or territory, Su-bin realized. It was about preventing humans from becoming a threat to them. Not just a threat, a replacement. Tai-ho found more files. The Concordat species are reaching evolutionary dead ends. They can't enhance themselves the way we can. They saw our potential and decided to control us before we could surpass them. As Taiho explored the database further, he found something else. Records of other species the Concordat had subjugated. Dozens of worlds forced into servitude. Some had been completely destroyed when they resisted. "We need to share this with the galaxy," he said. "Other species need to know what the Concordat has done." Su Bin helped him navigate to the ship's communication systems. "I can create a transmission that will broadcast to all connected systems in their network. It will reach every world in their territory." Before they could complete the upload, the door to the auxiliary control room exploded inward. A massive figure entered. Unlike the other aliens, this one was clearly enhanced with artificial technology. "I am Commander Xarth," the alien said in perfect English. "The Concordat's response to your Mantis Shrike program." Taiho stood to face the new threat. His damaged body moved slower than normal. Warning signals flashed constantly in his vision. "You're too late," he said. "We already know why you came to Earth. We know what you've done to other worlds." "Knowing changes nothing," Xarth replied. "Your species will be controlled or eliminated. That is the way of the Concordat." Xarth moved with shocking speed for his size. Taiho barely dodged the first attack. The second caught him in his damaged side. Pain flared through his systems. As they fought, Minna finally reached the auxiliary control room. She saw Taiho struggling against the enhanced alien. "Finish the upload," Taiho shouted to her between blows. "Share the truth." Minna rushed to the terminal. Her hands flew over the controls, completing the work Taiho had started. The ship's powerful communication array began broadcasting everything they had discovered. Evidence of the Concordat's crimes spread across the galaxy instantly. Every subjugated species received the same message. The Concordat had been lying to them all. Xarth realized what was happening. "Stop that transmission." He threw Taiho aside and charged toward Minna. Taiho, despite his injuries, launched himself at the alien commander. They crashed into a control panel together. "You can't beat me," Xarth growled. "I was created specifically to counter your enhancements." Taiho looked up at the alien. His cybernetic systems were failing. Damage reports covered his vision. But he smiled. "I don't need to beat you," he said. "I just need to keep you busy while she changes everything." Minna completed the transmission. "It's done. Every world in their territory now knows the truth." Across the galaxy, subject species received the evidence of Concordat crimes. Rebellions sparked on a dozen worlds simultaneously. The great empire that had stood for centuries began to crumble in a single day. On the command ship, alarms sounded as reports of uprisings flooded in. The Concordat's attention was suddenly divided between Earth and their own collapsing empire. Minna turned from the terminal to help Taiho. She saw him pinned beneath the massive alien commander. Without hesitation, she attacked. Minna moved like lightning. Her cybernetic systems pushed beyond their limits as she attacked Commander Xarth. The alien was surprised by her speed. His grip on Taiho loosened. Taiho rolled away, his damaged body struggling to move. He watched as Minna engaged the Concordat commander in combat. Her fighting style was precise and calculating. Each strike targeted weak points in the alien's armor. "You cannot win," Xarth growled. "The Concordat has ruled for 1,000 years. All empires fall," Minna replied, landing a powerful blow to the alien's side. On Earth, reports flooded in from across the galaxy. The Concordat was collapsing. Rebellions had broken out on dozens of worlds. Ships from oppressed species were attacking Concordat vessels. "The peaceful faction is taking control on the Concordat homeworld," Du Hyun reported to President Han. "They're calling for an immediate end to hostilities." Around Earth, Concordat ships began to retreat. Some tried to maintain the attack, but their coordination was broken. Earth's remaining defenses, led by Jiwoo, pushed back with unexpected success. In orbit, the command ship became a battleground, not just between Minna and Xarth, but among the Concordat crew. Some followed new orders to stand down. Others remained loyal to Admiral Vrex and the old ways. Minna and Sarth fought through the chaos. They crashed through doors and walls, their enhanced strength destroying everything in their path. Minna was faster, but Sarth was stronger. Each blow he landed caused severe damage to her systems. Taiho forced himself back to his feet. His left arm hung useless at his side. Warning signals filled his vision, but he moved forward, step by painful step. As Minna fell under a powerful blow from Sarth, Taiho reached them. He grabbed a piece of broken equipment and drove it into the alien commander's back. Zarth roared in pain. He turned to face Taiho, his 4 eyes blazing with anger. "You are already dead," the alien said, noting Taiho's failing systems. Taiho smiled. "Maybe, but I lived long enough to see you lose." Together, Minna and Taiho attacked from 2 sides. Their coordinated assault overwhelmed even Zarth's enhanced defenses. The alien commander fought with desperate strength, but he was outnumbered. With a final combined effort, they defeated him. Minna stood over the fallen commander, breathing hard. Her systems showed critical damage throughout. She looked at Taiho, who was barely standing. "We did it," she said simply. 3 months later, Earth had changed again. The Concordat as an empire had collapsed. A new alliance of species had formed in its place, one based on equality rather than domination. Earth, with its proven strength and the evidence it had shared, was invited to join as a founding member. Do-hyun led the diplomatic team that established Earth's place in the galactic community. His understanding of alien cultures made him the perfect representative for humanity. Jae-woo commanded Earth's new defense force. With technology shared by friendly alien species, they built ships that could protect their world from any future threats. Dr. Subin focused on helping the surviving Mantis Shrike operatives. Of the 19 who had awakened from cryosleep, only 9 had survived the final battle. Their enhanced bodies had sustained damage that would have killed normal humans many times over. In a medical facility built with advanced alien technology, Taiho slowly recovered. The damage to his cybernetic systems had nearly destroyed him, but alien medical science, combined with Subin's expertise, saved his life. Minna visited him regularly. Her own injuries had healed faster. As she entered his room, he was standing by the window, looking at the stars. "They're saying we'll have our own ships soon," she told him. "Earth is establishing a presence on other worlds." Taiho nodded. "And the Mantis Shrike program, being adapted, will be Earth's special envoys, first contact specialists, and diplomatic security." "Peaceful work," Taiho said, sounding surprised. "For now." Minna stood beside him at the window. "There are still threats out there. The Concordat wasn't the only power in the galaxy." In his lab, Dr. Subin began work on a new project, the next generation of the Mantis Shrike program. Enhanced soldiers with better safeguards and more stable systems, designed not just for war, but for exploration and protection. As ships from newly liberated worlds arrived in Earth orbit, humanity prepared to take its rightful place among the stars, not as conquerors or the conquered, but as equals. The Apex Protocol had done more than save Earth. It had changed the galaxy forever.